Folks, I apologize that this video took me longer than I had anticipated. I got sidetracked doing a video on the wreck of the experimental submarine, which sunk in 1946 and was recently refound in Long Island Sound. Do check out that video. It was a lot of fun. On this day, I was again back on board the Magician out of San Pedro. I booked these dives through the Eco Dive Center in Culver City. It's a 65-foot Coast Guard rated vessel. My previous video on diving in February has more details on the boat itself. Do check out that video as well if you're interested in diving with them. This was a mid-March day, very different than the previous dive I did in mid-February. Let's have a look. The video you are looking at was shot with a 360 camera. I love these cameras as they can provide a unique view of the experience. The day was super foggy on the way out, lots of cloud cover and a bit windy. Luckily the winds had died down and the water settled as we were getting there. Just as we got to Catalina, the clouds broke through for a while and the sun at least peeked through. This spot just east of Black Point is called Oasis. We settled in and geared up for our first two dives. Again, there were lots of students and I paired up with another photographer, Britt, for the rest of the day. That was a lot of fun. We headed to the rocks along the western side of the cove towards an area one of the crew members called Dead Man's Point. Not sure why or the story behind that. It was a 2 to 3 minute swim along a gravelly sandy bottom with a lot of seagrass. I saw the usual marine life, large golden gorgonian sea fans, some white sea bass. Of course, there were spiny lobster. This area is in a marine protection zone. The kelp was not as dense as the previous sites, but there was a big storm that blew through a few days earlier, and that may have impacted the kelp beds. This site seemed to be a hotbed for sea cucumber. I don't know, maybe they were slow dancing among the rocks. The visibility was not as good as it was previously, clearly due to the storm that had run through. The water temperature was a brisk 55 degrees. I was also testing out some reusable heater packs. You should take a look at the video that I did on those as well if you dive in a wetsuit in cold water. Surge was pretty heavy this day, as you can see in this clip. It was fun shooting a video of other photo hounds doing the same thing. In this shot, Britt was trying to capture a Spanish shawl nudibranch. These are absolutely beautiful creatures, and I was glad to see one. We actually saw 3 at this one site. It was also a treat to see a juvenile Garibaldi with their bright blue spots. As usual, Garibaldis were everywhere. I wasn't paying attention and this big guy cruised by, the giant black sea bass. He was gone in an instant. We managed to stay away from the students and I'm pretty sure Britt got some good shots. We did basically the same profile for each dive. I like this site, but the next site I like better. After we finished the second dive, we ate a hot lunch on board and headed to the next dive site. Of course, the sun came out for the 25-minute ride. Again, I took the opportunity to play with my 360 camera. These are some of the visuals. So enjoy! If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I'm really into 360. I just don't understand why more people aren't doing this. It is a wonderful tool. It's only going to get better, and the visuals are amazing. We went to a site I covered in my last February Catalina video, Big Geiger, just east of Howland Landing. my partner and I headed towards the rocks on the southern side of the Scalloped Cove. Again, it was a 3 to 4 minute swim along a sandy bottom, taking time to document what we saw. As I mentioned in the previous video, this is still my favorite site so far. Unfortunately, the clouds came back and the viz was not as good as my previous visit. The kelp is more dense here. As noted, so is the invasive sargassum. When it's this thick, do be careful as it's easy to get fin straps or other loose hanging equipment snagged on a kelp frond. Say hi to my dive buddy for that day, Britt. I saw a few California sheephead, and then, of course, a few of these big guys. I was busy playing with the settings for the app test I was doing for the iPhone 14 Pro and not as focused on the marine life as I normally am. In reviewing the clips, there were a few more tube anemone than I remembered from the last time. Finally, the sun broke through again, viz got much better, and once again you can see why I like this site so much. Well, that was fun. I love diving California. Unfortunately, I only generally do it in February and March, so the challenges there are a little different. I am working on a revisit to Casino Point video, as well as a video 3-part series on apps to use the iPhone 14 Pro to help improve video quality. Those apps are StateCam, BeastCam, and Cinema P3, as well as a couple other product reviews. Do enjoy your diving, always stay safe, find new places to dive, and as always, go explore, get wet.